What's up, bud? What's happening? Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Just want to let a few people come in. I was gonna put a little timer on for like 20-minute timer, and I says no. Let me go ahead because I wanted to get this done. Because I'm gonna eat a little early today. I know one thing. I can't take MNM, whatever it's called, because it brings numbness. It does help. I utilized it for 2 months, but the thing is, like anything, you can't utilize something forever. It states that you can utilize this forever. I'm not attempting to be young. So my body has this way of fighting against things that I metaphysically, I say I don't require nor need, or I find it of unimportance. My body will reject it. It does. I've expressed this and talked about this a few times before. And I don't have to prove it to nobody. I've come to see this for myself. Hey, what's up, Lord? What's going on, brother? John, hey, what's going on, Snoo? I wish you just put your name up there. I don't know where everybody else is. I know they're messing with the notification. I don't want to give that no energy. So they'll come in when they want to. What I was going to do this morning, don't worry, I'm going to read. I fell asleep last night, what, 8:30? I was out. But then this one, like clockwork, comes up. And that's why I've been running downstairs, waking him up. Oh, he's sleeping. I just, he jumps up and runs around, start doing his runs with his tail hyped up. Put the tail down. He looks at me and he stops. I'm like, yeah, big bro. Anywho, what I wanted to get into, it's not because of you, Snoo, because I'm on TikTok again, right? I may go and read today. It's going to be strictly reading, no talking. I'm using TikTok as a platform just to read completely. And here, I believe I need to express certain things because we still have people wanting to prove their engine and all this other stuff. And like, if you haven't accepted that, then you need to stop. We're looking at certain places, in a place you want to call Africa, whether it be Sierra Leone, Kenya, Malawi, wherever, with the elections coming. I wanted to show you something with the Brazil's Lula Moors, this bastard. And that's what I say. I know there's a lot of Brazilians, they just, like good Americans, just love their puppet masters. They love their apparent abscons. First in order as president of Brazil, Brazilian order of presidents, and we don't want all that. Leftist Lula da Silva is sworn in as president to lead a divided Brazil. Now, that was January 1st, 2023. I think it happened right before that. My issue is with all these individuals in so-called Africa, which we know those are countries that's supposed to be kind of a union, or the Republic of Congo or whatever. I think certain places are republics. But let me help you Brazilians with something. And this is not hate. This is just what it is. And I'm so done with anybody talking to me as if they have knowledge. Because everybody goes, well, it's culture and we have that. No. It will never be culture regardless of who we accept. We've always been loving and friendly people. It's melanated people everywhere. They need everybody to be in Brazil. I met people from Brazil talking about, yeah, my people from Africa. I'm like, if you don't shut up, there ain't no ref here, and I'm good with the hands, and I'm not trying to hear that. So Lula Moors. People get all in with this leftist and this right, this, all this, whatever. I wanted to pull up his picture in my, let me pull him up. He's a Portuguese. He's not Brazilian. He's a Portuguese. Just like the Spaniards and the Asians and Philippines are not negritas or negritos. Just like the pale skins and the Mongols here are not autochthonous. Just like in South America, you're not the old Mayan or Aztec, the true Azteca or Olmecas. Just like those in China, you're not the original Xi. Just like those in Japan, two people went to conquer the Anu Islands. You're not the original people. Same thing in Hawaii, Barbados, Easter Island, the Caribs, Haiti and Jamaica. Stop being stupid. Port-au-Prince, it doesn't matter. Enough. It's a Portuguese. Matter of fact, not too long ago, he just came from America sitting with this Goomba. And it was something else going on. G8 Summit and all that. You bunch of idiots. Now, then I got that off my chest. That's the only morning rant I'm going to give because I'm really not too big into all that ranting stuff. What I want to read y'all a Yiddish proverb that my uncle told me. And it was a good one because it's not really Yiddish. But you know how it is. We're not going to get into the Nazi Zionist. It's a label that we use. It's a Yiddish proverb. A fool says what he knows. Y'all know I'm into big philosophy and certain quotes. I love quotes because they're practical. Okay? And I believe some of y'all need that in your lives. A fool says what he knows, and a wise man knows what he says. This is a beautiful, I got a whole bunch of African proverbs I like, and I detest the word African. I'm sorry, I do, but I'm not sorry. I detest that word. It's a label put upon a great people who have been broken down to a position of inferiority. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Do you really want to go fast and get somewhere you was never meant to be, unprotected, a solicitor of their ignorance? Knowing when to walk away is wisdom. Being able to walk away is courage. And walking away with your head held high is not just morality, but dignity. It's of self, not imposed to be perceived by someone else, and not a statement to be exacted by anyone. Do not judge. Now, this is a Scottish proverb. You know, I love Scotland. Now, I've got tons of these. I'm only going to share one or two. Oh, I keep these for myself. They were given to me, and I've held on to them for a long time. Do not judge by appearances. A rich heart may be under a poor coat. Man, that's why I do what I do. Now, I know within y'all there are riches beyond gold, pearls, silver, rubies, jewels, and all diamonds and all that foolishness. It's beyond your heart. It is beyond compassion. It's to redact and remove compelling. What is the word? To be compelled. You know what I'm saying? Here goes a Chinese proverb. When the winds of change blow, some people build walls and others build windmills. Why would you want to cut the wind when you can use it for its purpose stated? Wise men speak because they have something to say, and fools because they have to say something. Plato. That's an old Egyptian. Well, when we say Egyptian, that's a loose term. That's a time. It's a period. But that's an old Hebraic term. Wise men speak because they have something to say. Fools because they have to say something. Here's one of my favorite proverbs from the continent they call Africa. I call Lower Ethiopia. One who causes others misfortune also teaches them wisdom. If you have not learned nothing from this established fake government and the fools around you, or looking in the mirror, as I've always expressed to you to do, to ground yourself and hug a tree, well, you know, pain is a brutal teacher. Here goes one of my greatest Japanese proverbs. Sumo guy I met, and he was about like 280 pounds. He was like a small, but strong as an ox. He used to always say this when I was in Japan. I loved the sushi back then. Oh, I don't know why I didn't get parasites. Maybe I did have them. I don't know. Even monkeys fall from trees. So we got a whole bunch of monkeys, but they've been put there. I don't even think they're us. And though they fall, you see how they're holding them up. Okay? They still fell. It's not our perception, it's the reality. And here goes I don't want to say the word English, but here goes a proverb that is of old. The darkest hours are just before the dawn. That means even in the worst of time, it can get real bad before it becomes light. Albert Einstein, this is on the wall when I used to walk into AGCO Welding, when I worked at Einstein Building in East Orange, New Jersey. When I walked in, I don't know if it's there now. That was 2000. That was 2001 or two, something like that. No, 2000. No, that was 2000 and 2001 when I worked there, when I saw the sign. Imagination is more powerful even than knowledge. Imagination. Remember there used to be a little thing come on Saturdays or after school specials about the imagination? They used to have LeVar Burton. I'm just asking y'all. But this is an old quote. Even Nikola Tesla has expressed to Einstein what has happened to imagination. For he knew he didn't invent nothing. He was stealing everything from us. A wise man never knows all. Only fools know everything. I don't know nothing at all. But I'm going to share whatever I've learned. Remember, I have a story to tell. And none of you have a story to tell. None. That is going to benefit me and help me. For if you did, y'all are very impatient, nor do you respect time. You had already told it. Edmund Burke. Oh, I love this one. Never, no, never did nature say one thing and wisdom say another. Wasn't the natural order of things based upon the wisdom of its own existence, that it needs not be broken down? Like we was looking at yesterday, the string theory, to put something in place where it's not required, to open something that never was meant to be open. So natural order, nature is natural. That's where the word comes from. And why would wisdom have to say something to natural order or nature when it's established? Wisdom existed before stupidity. How can one remain dumb? Ah, yes, your teacher can open the door, but you must enter by yourself. It's Chinese proverb. One of my favorites. Let's get into a little rummy. Yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I am wise, so I am changing myself. Nelson Mandela, I remember when he said he was a good puppet too. I remember, well, you've been locked up that long or whatever was going on. I don't know. Maybe he was on one of them islands enjoying little boys and girls. I don't know. I don't care. But this statement is always, you look for the T. You look for what can be utilized as a tool. Not just a device, but a tool. Not to be weaponized, because anything can be weaponized. We're not looking for that. The more wisdom one has, the less weapon he seeks. Or she. It always seems impossible until it's done. Now we allude to the fact of patience and time. This is a Greek proverb. Better a drop of wisdom than an ocean of gold, fool's gold. Oh, Sandra. Never mistake my knowledge for wisdom. Never. One helps you make a living. The other helps you make a life. The difference between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge can allow you to ascertain things, to pass the test. Wisdom can have you conceptualize and perceive other than where you may have been led to exact another road or path. Knowledge is a garden. If it isn't cultivated, you can't harvest it. So how can we utilize one another? If you haven't been nurtured, then we can train, we could do this, that, and all this, that. We can run our mouths. What is your proof? Well, me, I was very fortunate because I had this thing in me that allowed me to question or ask the questions of things that actually were relevant. With my great grandmother or my grandma or whoever, I was always around people 30 and 40 years my senior because it interested me. Something in me yearned for something that I didn't know where it was. And so I received that. So knowledge is a garden. If it isn't cultivated, you can't harvest it. So how can you ascertain or gain wisdom? And if you, a wise man never expresses that they're wise. In the spring, at the end of the day, in the spring, at the end of the day, you should smell like the dirt, which is a beautiful smell. Now I know first y'all's minds went right to dog poo and all this other stuff. No, you should smell like the earth, the grass, the dandelions, the juniper berries, that fresh smell that you can't even hardly smell. Do any of y'all notice that you can't even smell that unless somebody goes and digs up the dark dirt? Then you get that robust like coffee scent, which is not coffee, but I'm saying that as far as that's so beautiful. But you're supposed to be able to smell that whenever you're walking through the grass. You know, when you walk in a store. And the produce section is right there, but you can't even smell the apple or the oranges, the bananas, the ganados, the vegetables, crisp, being watered all the time with that poisonous water. Oh, y'all never noticed that? That's just regular tap water, the stuff coming from the poopy pea water. Oh, that's right. Y'all didn't think about that. Only a fool tests the depths of a river with both feet. Whatever happened to putting your little pinky toe in? And if you want to know the depth, get a stick. You ever see them? I miss being overseas or in the Mississippi and watching people fish and they walking out because the water level went down. And they're walking out with this wrong rod and they're prodding and prodding. Not just the swamp buggies or, you know, where they're using a stick to get around in the marshes and stuff. Look at how deep. Is this a good time for crocodile or whatever fish, you know, the seasons? So only a fool tests the depths of a river with both feet. You know how to say jump all in? Sometimes you're not supposed to, especially when you don't know. Testing don't mean, a lot of people want to test things. My rationale to you, don't let your mouth write a check your ass can't cover. If you want, now this is an African proverb too. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And I've said that again, but I always put it like every 6 or 7 because that is so important. What have I been saying? But y'all want to stay where you're at, go right ahead. Pearls don't lie on the seashore. If you want one, you must dive for it. Do you get what that means? Do you even understand its simplicity? Pearls don't lie on the seashore. It's not just there. A lot of people look and they think you don't have the gem, you don't have the pearl. No, you have to do some work. That's all it's meaning. And most people are too lazy to. Here goes an English proverb. Distance makes the heart grow fonder. Actually, it's not English, it's ours. It literally is ours. But you know how it goes. Distance makes the heart grow fonder. Now we're getting into like dealing with what we're dealing with on the basis of what we're dealing with today. Raymond Berry, appreciate that, beloved. Distance makes the heart grow fonder. That's as far as this moral subjugation and not being subjugated to something, but moral. So that means that you have, like we're saying, if you want a pearl, you've got to dive for it. You can't just go jumping into a deep river. You want to find the depth with both feet. You have to prod. You have to ask. You have to ask those who may know. Maybe somebody went in and came out okay and says, you don't want to die. You just don't want to jump in there. You know what I mean? So distance, yes, sometimes in order to know self, we have to have a little distance. It doesn't mean that I just got out of a bad relationship and I don't want to get another relationship. You first you need to have a relationship with yourself, and most people won't do that. You know, it'll be 6 months down the road. They had a good time. The job's going good. They saved up some money, and they'll go meet the exact same knucklehead because they didn't do no work on themselves to extrapolate to be able to remove that false dynamic that makes them pursue or allows the pursuer who is no different from the last one, to come back into the domain. This is one of my, yeah, oh my goodness. I know a lot of people don't like me. I'm not that respectful of Mahatma Gandhi, but this is one that I like. An ounce of practice is worth 1,000 words. You can't make that up. An ounce of practice. An ounce of practice is worth 1,000 words. Charles Kettering. Believe and act as if it were impossible to fail. Raymond, very well. Okay, well, that's the same as available. Okay. Believe and act if it were impossible to fail. Remember I was talking about the power of the mind, gut instinct, intuitiveness. Chemicals stop synapses, the way the brain fires, the heart, the lungs, the liver, the spleen, the gallbladder, the kidneys, the muscles, the fast twitch, the memory, and all of that, the blood flow. Chemicals enact upon what's called, like the endocrine system, destruction at the nucleate, not just DNA level. So believe and act as if it were impossible to fail. So you must believe and carry yourself in the knowledge that what they are doing will never succeed. And you must think as one, but in self. Not in selfish or greed, but as one in self, as the many. Proverbs 24, chapter 24, verses 3 and 4. I know y'all know this one, right? Oh, Proverbs, I got hundreds of, I can't say 1,000, well, it might be thousands. I've got so many in here. I think it takes up about 2 point or 3 point something gigabytes. A house is built by wisdom, and it is established by understanding. Let me say that again. A house is built by wisdom and is established by understanding. So that means, therefore, there was an understanding before wisdom procured the establishment, right? So there's an order to it. Now, by knowledge, the rooms are filled with every precious and beautiful treasure. Your existence, this plane, terra infinita, the old world, you are here for a reason. They, in their perversions, remember I said everything is upside down, inverted, backwards and reverse? You have to know and see that. You don't have to lament on it. You don't have to be stuck there. Remember the power of the mind when I expressed believe and act as if it were possible, it was impossible to fail. So that means you know, but you don't have to beat a dead horse in the head, because some people will beat something over, just beat the same drum, boom, 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 boom. If you're hitting that 808 and 8440, you're just stuck. And then we go back to, let me see, and then we go back to let me go back. I want y'all to hear this. The pearl, it doesn't lay on the seashore. You have to dive in order to get it. It means you got to do some work. And if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Again, with every precious and beautiful treasure, you are precious and beautiful in the order of things. We must not contemplate and be stuck. We have to know it and believe it. Now, I'm not talking about some Jesus, no, oh, my pretty Jesus, white Jesus. No, I ain't talking about that. Uncle Ruckus, no relation. Anyway, even a thief takes 10 years to learn his trade. Look how many years they have been flipping the world upside down on its head. Snatching his vertebrae and skull out and then playing with the brain. Even a thief takes 10 years. Now, does it mean that it might take you 10 years? It may. But you need to believe and act. Because the pearl is not on the seashore. You've got to put some work in and dive. And don't jump in with both feet. God damn it. Ask around, but be aware and appreciative of those who have the knowledge. Stop seeking everybody who opens their mouth, because they're not wise. A wise person listens and takes in more instruction. And that is Proverbs chapter 1, verse 5. That is one of my favorites. Well, I'm not a wise person. I'm a seeker of knowledge. What happens after you've acquired whatever knowledge, I don't think there's ever an ending. Wisdom, what is wisdom again, people? What is wisdom? Never mistake knowledge for wisdom. One helps you make a living, the other helps you make a life. Wisdom is life. You're created the most beautiful things. Didn't it say in this right here in Proverbs 24, verses 3 and 4? A house is built by wisdom. We don't have to ascertain and sit there and be responded to, I'm a wise, and no. We are the knowledge from the wisdom. We ascertain more knowledge. We don't have to get fixated. We need to utilize it and work with it. Problem is we lament in it, but not for the benefit of it. We lament in the place, it's like candy in a wrapper. You don't know the flavors, you don't know if it's good or bad until you open the wrapper. Problem is we're always open. So knowledge has not attained its flavor. And people stop seeking because they think they know everything. And the fool believes they're wise. To acquire wisdom is to love oneself. People who cherish an understanding will prosper. Understanding of self. And I know some are saying, well, what do you mean? I know me. No, you don't. You don't know the true you. You know the speculative you. You know that which was, you walk in that which was established, but you also walk in what has been inverted and reversed, the perversion. Now, as you ascertain more knowledge, then you start walking in the truth of who you are. And that existence is wisdom, not you. You are the treasure, not the fool's gold. You got to work because you're not just laying on some seashore somewhere. You have to dive and be complicit with your existence, not in the existence that you're in. In the darkest hour, when the demons come, call on me, brother, and we will fight them together. I've already extrapolated that with people who are here in Arizona, in Utah. I'll get on the road and I'll be on my way. Rob from Peter to give to Paul. Say least. A snake that you can see does not bite. And that's an old African proverb, and a very true one. A snake that you can see does not bite. But you know that snakes in burrows, you ever seen snakes? How they, when they're born, they just squirming around each other. Now here goes an orthogonous proverb. Religion is for people who are afraid of going to hell spiritually. No, religion is for people who are afraid of going to hell. Spirituality is for those who have already been there. Religion is for those who are afraid of going to hell. Spirituality, your existence of truth, You tap into it because you've already been to hell or through it, or you're there now. It is best for the wise man not to seem wise. It's Greek. It's like if you go to fast, don't walk around with a long face and telling people that you're fasting. See, it's different if I'm saying, well, I'm intermittent fasting because I want to give you a little tea and says, this is what the benefits. And then I say to you what the benefits are later on. So yesterday I went on a little fast. But I went on a fast. Remember for my birthday, I told you about cleansing your blood and inverting yourself 5 minutes. Some people might only do it for 30 seconds. Your head, top of your head might hurt or whatever. Building up to 5 minutes. Practice it now. Use a pillow, whatever. Strengthening your back up, your neck. And what happens is you have this descension back for an ascension, and it helps purify the blood. We're always up like this, right? And then we lay down. We don't even face the north to let the magnetic field do what it needs to do with the iron and everything and the copper in our blood. There's a reason why we're supposed to be a certain way, but we don't know this because we've been raised in ignorance. We've all been believing we're the pearl on the beach. We've all been jumping into the river with 2 feet. We've all been believing we're wise. We've got all the knowledge in the world, and yet we have yet to live. When I used to box, and a big jersey here, and it's new, you on this, we were always told you don't go around because you boxing. See, I'm old school pugilist. I can say that because a lot of people would say it if I didn't. You don't go around. You don't talk about it unless you've lived it. Now, do I need to go back to that quote? When deeds speak, words are nothing. When deeds speak, words are nothing. So if you're the tiller of the soil, or you nurture individuals because you're still self-nurturing and you're walking people along to walk beside you on their path so they can have more self-inclusion and self-knowledge. What is that steeped in and what is that based upon? It means you don't have to say a damn thing. Now, the only reason why I've expressed martial arts and stuff because that's my love and my compassion. And people will say it anyway, and they always do. And so when somebody hits me up and says, "What did you?" I'm like, "Yeah." And so I will come on here and I will express it. And then when I feel a certain way about certain things that I know goes against anything that's natural, I will expedite myself and tell you, "You damn right. I have no problem with laying my hands on you to baptize you." Youth will have you thinking otherwise. And that's where most people make their grandest mistake in their youth. I learned the hard way too. So I guess everybody needs to learn, don't they? Chinese proverb, all things are difficult before they are easy. Sometimes that difficult is required. Good old ass whipping, they say. Confucius, a great man is hard on himself. A small man is hard on others. Especially with nothing to ascertain. Bullies, you detest them as much. When you see a good person, think of becoming like her or him. When you see someone not so good, reflect on your own weak points. Is there anything I have in a relationship? Instead of drama filled, that mother sucker, blah, blah, blah. Oh, damn, I see a little bit of myself over there. Ooh. Oh. More correlation to correction. I've said that word numerous times, and I know y'all it's starting to come. It makes sense, right? Confucius. Another one of my favorite ones from Confucius is, what the superior man seeks in himself, what the small man seeks is in others. So, what the superior man seeks is in himself. And what the small man seeks is in others. So I have no great expectations of any of you. I know what it is, what I'm supposed to do. And I'll continue to walk into that to further learn. I'm a seeker of knowledge, people. I have not all of it, far from it. I might have 2% of the knowledge of whatever is on this earth. I don't know, maybe 1%, maybe 0.5%. That's not them downplaying what I know. It's so little. I have a story to tell. Faced with what is right, to leave it undone shows a lack of courage. It's Confucius. Listen, faced with what is right, in the hindsight of all the negative and the bad, but faced with the knowledge of what is right, to leave it undone shows a lack of courage. It shows that you're weak. Yellow stripe up and down your back. Dandelion. Oh, that stuff is good. It's like coffee. Confucius. The man who says he can't and the man who says he cannot are both correct. That's like saying try. Where's the truth in trial? Trial by fire? No. Trying anything? No. How about making an attempt? Because if you make the attempt and succeed, right. If you make the attempt and you fail, you really don't fail. You just wasn't able to do it. So you have a number of other times to make the attempt. Unless you're talking about jumping the Grand Canyon or something, you don't have no parachute, then that's stupid to even embark on that foolishness. That's not even knowledge. That's not even nowhere steeped in wisdom. That is just the hypocrisy of stupidity. Because I know some people think that way, and you think it's being smart. See, being smart is not wise. First of all, look at the word smart and what it actually means. It's like the word nice. For it all to all. Experience is a comb which nature gives us when we are bald. That's one of my favorites. Experience is a comb to which nature gives us when we are bald. He who learns but does not think is lost. You know what they say about men who act like women, emotional? I shot. Or some, they fall in these grips and they keep doing it. He who learns but does not think is lost. So I learned I was wrong, but I keep doing it because now I'm paranoid. Everybody's after me. So my cousin is talking to me. You can probably call the cops on me. Pop, pop, I killed him. No, these are stories. I've read enough of them. Hundreds of them. Probably thousands. So this, by Confucius, applies. He who learns but does not think is lost. He who thinks but does not learn is in great danger. This is one of the most magnificent ones I love. I love them all. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. We are at the Christmas, and we need to act accordingly and carry ourselves and believe. Then know. Then we can apply. It does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop, people. That's all I'm going to say today. I've got hundreds of thousands. Like I said, I got about 3 gigabytes of these things. I've got Confucius book, Ginger Ale, I Ching. I got a whole bunch of them. I just want to do that. We come back. We're going to get into the Gods of Eden, Anakin, and we're going to read, custodians and Antarctic. All right, and also compound them. Appreciate y'all coming in. And I had a great time grounding this morning. I was going to record it and I didn't want to have the phone with me. Exercises was marvelous. It was excellent. The numbness was a problem, so I knew I can't take that because it happened before when I took it. So I was like, that's done. Somebody else can use it. It'll benefit you. I can benefit anybody. It's just that I don't see the purpose in taking it continuously. You know what I mean? So don't forget, get that blood flow going, stress Get it down. Work on that heart. Get that pain in your back. This is for your lower back, people. This is for you. This is what this is for. I had to go back and look at my old video of me doing it and talking. I got a video. I should upload it, right? Where I was expressing this. So remember, it's down to the first knuckle. This is not your first knuckle. This is your first knuckle here, people. Okay? And you just apply pressure. 1 minute to 3 minutes. Yes, count to 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 60 seconds. And if you go for 2 more, go for a total of 3. Then, you know what I'm saying? 180 seconds, right? Well, yeah. And you do it on both. Do it on the right first, then the left. If you're left-handed, do it on the left, then the right. If you're ambidextrous, it doesn't matter which one you start on. All right? Appreciate you all. What was that? Hey, Ganja, what's going on, boy? I was like, where my boy at with the waters, man? Grand elevations, beloved. It's good to see y'all up. Herbo, what's going on, beloved? Oh, well, what's going on? What's going on, beloved? The way it gets started is to quit talking and begin doing. Exactly. Even in the worst. I have pains, and I fight them. When I walk, there's times when I put on my knee brace, and there's times when I just say, you know what, I'm gonna walk, and that'd be sharp pains. I'll be like, it's all good. I have to metastasize. I have to allow a new growth. You know, I have to enlarge it. A different thought, a different process of thinking, a different way. Are we stuck in theirs? You know, believing that all the answers are on the seashore and I don't have to dive. Or that I shouldn't put my pinky toe in that water and then prod it with a stick. Just jump on in. No, that's our problem. We learn from our mistakes. Yes, baby. 5 minutes every day, reverse your blood flow and jumpstart your immune system. That's right. And take a cold shower. Now, if you have high cortisol, pain and all that, hot water. I mean hot, where you can't barely stand it. Just for about 2-3 minutes, head to toe. Then turn it to cold and dance and jump around like a monkey. Just don't slip. I hope you got one of them little grips in your tub and take it for at least 3 to 4. I'm in the cold water for 10 minutes. And just let, unless you want to put some ice in the tub like I usually do, and just allow your body to adjust. Now, if you're having a hard time dealing with the cold, that means your vitamin B is low. Right. What was the original meaning nice of foolishness originally? Nice was borrowed from French, meaning silly or foolish. Yes, later nice meant dissolute. Yes, or extravagant in dress. Exactly. A bunch of hypocrisy and foolishness. Thanks for the water, Ganja. I did my exercises. Right. Love it. Awesome. Let me get off of here. I appreciate y'all. Beloved sisters and those who come in. Brothers. See you all in a couple hours.